Kobe.
Shout out to Kobe. I did that shot in the beginning of the video as a tribute to him. He was one of a guy that I looked up to the most. So shout out to Kobe and condolences for Vanessa and the rest of his family. But today's video, we're going to talk about something that's very unique to Tesla. Something that people don't really talk about a lot or don't harp on a lot for the most part. And that's whether you should buy or lease your new Tesla. I understand for anyone who's looking at making a decision, whether you're a year out, 3 months out, 1 day out, 1 week out, how difficult that may be to decide whether you should lease or buy. And I'm going to talk about some defining factors of why I decided to buy my Tesla instead of lease it, and why you should buy or you should lease your Tesla depending on your financial situation that you're undergoing right now. So please make sure you like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, watch the whole entirety of this video, as this may help you in making your decision on whether you should buy or lease your car. So shout out to Rachel at Tesla down in Florida. She actually sent me some practical numbers of 2 ideal situations in which you could actually, 2 ideal cars that you could purchase that most people purchase when it comes to buying a Tesla. So first we're going to go on Tesla.com and we're going to look at some of the options that they have. I've been getting a lot of tweets and a lot of feedback regarding the tax credit. Just to make this very clear to you all, the tax credit is no longer, as of January 1st, you will not receive a tax credit on the purchase of a new vehicle. I believe Tesla has just adjusted their prices, reflecting the tax credit, but I honestly haven't looked at the site since I purchased the car. So we're going to look at it together and walk through this and figure this out. So we're going to go to Model 3, which is the most purchased vehicle right now. Shout out to Tesla, just hit $580 today, closing on the market. If you have some shares, you're probably rich. Send me a couple bucks for my payment. But we're going to start for the Standard Range Plus. This is actually one of the most purchased models for the Model 3, simply because it's the most affordable. As you can see, the price is $33,690. And we're just going to continue with this build out. We're going to, for pricing's sake, we're going to keep the wheels the same, which are the 18-inch Arrows with the white multi-coat paint. And we are going to keep black interior. Obviously, some people like white, but just for basic sake, we're going to keep the standard black interior. I believe in one of my build outs, we do not have full self-driving. So I am not going to add full self-driving, as though most people do not add it when you're just looking to buy this vehicle for economic consumption, which is what you would buy this car for in most sakes. And being that full self-driving isn't legal yet to date, there is no point of really having it unless you care a lot about having, controllable autopilot on the highway. So we built out our car. We didn't have full self-driving. Now, what are the costs, right? What are the costs? This car that we have built out right here is configured as if we're taking delivery in Florida. Every state varies. I didn't want to use an example where I can't pull up an example for all 50 states. That video would be like 2 hours. But we're going to use Florida as an example. For Florida, the vehicle price is $41,290. The Florida sales tax adds an additional $2,528, which is your 7% tax that you have on your vehicle, typically when you purchase it. Florida is not one of those states where you could get no sales tax, so you do have to pay sales tax. Some of those states where you don't have to pay sales tax includes California, Nevada, Jersey, and I believe Seattle, Washington, but don't quote me on that. Definitely call a Tesla rep and get that 100% verification on that. So with Florida total fees, which are tags and registration, it's about $432, which leads to total vehicle price of $44,250. So let's take that price, right? $44,000 $150. Your lease price, if you were to lease, and let's scratch that, let's go back. Let's say, standard with Tesla, you have to put down about $4,000, which is the standard of what they think you should put down when purchasing a vehicle. It's $4,000. So we're going to use that number. $4,000 is what you will put down going into the deal. If you were to lease the car, which is you would lease the Standard Range Plus, and you put down $4,000, you would end up paying $446 a month. Now, if you put $4,000 towards the whole financed amount of $44,150 on a loan or a finance, it'd be $576. Now we're gonna stop here. So this is where it comes to whether you should lease or finance this particular car. I personally, being that I've leased a car in the past, if you're a person who's gonna drive your car well over 15,000 miles a year, there's no reason why you should lease your car. One, you're going to pay a ton in overages, mileage overages, which I believe for Tesla it's about 15 cents a mile. And then also at the back end, when you turn in the car, you get nothing. So if we're going to do the math, okay, typical leases are 36 months. $446 times 36. That means you would have given Tesla $16,000 to rent the car.
No way, no way, no way. She's gonna eat them all. No, she's not.
Which is evidently idiotic, right? When you put it in that perspective. Now, some of the benefits of leasing this vehicle could be you're in a financial situation where you just want to drive something really nice, but you can't afford the finance. So, you end up having to lease, and you understand that you're going to lose out on $16,000, which is fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But just understand that when you turn in your vehicle, you're not going to have any trade-in value to get something else. It's almost like I'm giving you my keys. Hey, bring it back to me in 3 years. You give me back the keys, and that's it. Now, financing this vehicle, as we see, it only costs you about $130 more. Now, depending on your financial situation, it honestly makes more sense to do this because $130 in the grand scheme is not that detrimental, especially from an income perspective. And if you want to break that up, $130 by 28, 28 days in a year, 28 days in a month, wow. You're spending about $4 more a day, which is nothing, right? When you look at the grand scheme. And then with Tesla's resale value right now holding about anywhere between 55 to 60% over 36 months, that means your $44,000 car, $44,150, is going to have a residual value of around $26,000. Now that $26,000 is liquid. It's cash. It's an asset that you can trade in to get something else. So if there's another Tesla you may want, or there's another vehicle you may want, you could go ahead and use that to go ahead and purchase another vehicle and lower your monthly costs on your next purchase. I definitely believe for this particular scenario, if you're looking at purchasing the Standard Range Plus, you should definitely finance. It doesn't make any sense to lease, simply because just the way how this works out, it's going to be more beneficial. Now we're going to talk about the second vehicle in this build out, which is the car that everyone wants to get or has or is aspiring to get, which is the Performance Model 3. Now, I have a little bit more personal touch with this one just because I purchased the vehicle and my situation was a bit different. So we're going to go ahead and build one out. I'm going to go to back on Tesla, Model 3, order now, 3.2 seconds, 0 to 60. That's true. It's definitely true. So, as you can see, the performance price, standard base car, 50 grand. 56,000 when you count taxes and all that other good stuff. Obviously, you're going to do the performance upgrade because why not? We're going to go over to next. It comes standard with the 20-inch great performance wheels like you see on my car, shown here. We're going to go to next. 9 times out of 10, if you're getting this performance car, say for the sake of things, we're just going to do black interior. I have white, but let's say you do black. You're definitely going to add the full self-driving with this option because why not? 9 times out of 10, if you're buying a performance vehicle, that means that you have a little bit of extra cash, you want all the features, it makes a little bit more sense for you to do this. So we're going to pick that option. Now the total purchase price of what we're looking at is about $63,990. Cool. So now I'm gonna show you guys Performance Model 3 that we built out that has all the gets and gadgets, has full self-driving, has the 20-inch gray wheels like shown below with my car, and the configure price is about $66,990. This is also registered in Florida. Shout out to Rachel for this as well. So with the vehicle price, the configure price being $66,990 and the real vehicle price being $68,290, meaning that this particular car is an inventory vehicle, which means that you could go into any Tesla dealership and buy it and receive it within a week. That's what makes the markup a little bit higher with destination fees that are added in. With Florida sales tax in this vehicle, it's about $4,148 plus $432 for tags and title, which leaves the total vehicle price after all those things to $72,770. Now, for this vehicle, we're still using $4,000 as the number that we're going to use for your down payment. If you were to lease this vehicle on a 36-month lease, putting down $4,000, you would be around $866, which is not bad for a vehicle of this power. A finance on this car would be around $993. With the same $4,000 down, your total out of pocket's a little bit higher. So for the lease, it's $6,124. For the finance, it's about $8,702. This is just based on Florida. For any other state, it could be a little bit different. The numbers could be a little higher or lower just depending where you are. But this is just ballpark of what you're going to end up spending. Now, the thing also that you have to keep in mind when you're financing, you also pay for your sales tax and your title registration all into your down payment. So it's combining both. Okay? When you lease, you don't pay for this. The sales tax is not what you pay out of your pocket. The sales tax is built into the price of the vehicle. So you don't have to worry about coming out with that extra equity in order to pay. So from a financial perspective, if you don't have the extra I believe it's $2,600, and you want to keep that money in your pocket, it may be best to lease, but from a value perspective, you're going to get more of your money if you finance. All in all, I just typically believe financing is the way to go. It's going to save you the most money. You're going to make the most money. You're going to actually have an asset where you're not giving up a bunch of cash. Because if you do $993 times $866 times 36, you're giving out $31,000. That's $31,000 that you can use for a down payment on a house. $31,000 that you could use to start your own business. $31,000 that you can use to funnel different investments in your portfolio that you may have within stocks, buying more Tesla stock, buying other stocks like Apple, etc. that could actually make you a lot more money in return. So I definitely don't think leasing is the way to go. Finance your cars. If you guys have any other questions related to how I purchased my vehicle, I have no problem answering them. Comment below or reach out to me and DM me on Twitter or on Instagram. I'll be happy to help. I hope this video helped you guys out a lot. Please like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and if you ever need anything, reach out. Peace.